Hi, it's Michelle from Honest and Truly, and this week's Vlog Mom question comes from me. I want to know what your worst date ever was. I've got a great story, and granted, it's been a while since I've been on the dating scene, since my husband and I have been married for 30 years, and I'm not dating anymore, and I'm happy about it because there are dates like this. This is a story that will forever live in legend amongst my friends, to the point where the guy in question got a nickname from my friends. He is forever known as Flower Boy. So sit back, enjoy, little long story, but it's worth it. So, this guy and I met at a party that a friend of mine was throwing. We talked a little bit, but really not that much, and he asked me for my number, and silly me, I gave it to him. So he called, asked me out, wanted to see if I wanted to go to dinner and a movie. I said, sure, why not? So we planned to go that following Friday. And at the time, I worked for a consulting company where we had just a bouquet of flowers, and I mean literally this big, every week at our reception desk. And then on Fridays, whoever stuck around and wanted the flowers was welcome to take them. It kind of rotated who got them. That week I got them. So I put them in a large garbage bag to walk home, because takes me a while to walk home and it's kind of uncomfortable and embarrassing to be walking with this ginormous thing of flowers. Got to my apartment and he was waiting in the lobby because he was 15 minutes early. Good to be early, not so good to be early for your first date. Just a little lesson to you guys out there. No problem. So let him up to my apartment because, won't surprise you, he was carrying flowers. He was carrying the kind that you get from the gas station that are like 3 carnations that who knows how old they are. Sweet of him, wonderfully sweet of him, but not quite the flower arrangement that I already had. But I'm going to be nice to the guy, just put my garbage bag to the side, didn't mention it was flowers, didn't do anything, took his flowers, put them in water in a vase, and then we headed downstairs. At the time I lived downtown in an area where there are a ton of restaurants, and he had made a reservation for a restaurant that was a block over and a couple blocks north, so we walked. So we're walking and he's telling me about how much he loves the restaurant. The service is so great. We love this. It's wonderful, and everything else. And we get about 6 blocks north of where I live and we haven't gotten there yet. He blames it on the wonderful conversation we're having, and I really hadn't had much input into the conversation, so it's all in the manner of perspective, I suppose. So it must be on the other side of the street. So we crossed the street and walked the 6 blocks back. Nope, couldn't find it. So well, maybe it's on the first side again. So we looked over there and lo and behold, I saw the restaurant right where it was supposed to be the first time. Except that it looked closed. So I said, oh, I guess it's not open yet. Because granted, this was a relatively early date because we were doing the movie afterwards and, well, this is kind of the guy. So as we got closer, I said, yeah, I don't think it's open yet. He's like, oh, I'm sure it is. I made a reservation. We got there, peered in the windows, and the tablecloths are gone. There's no cups on the tables. The chairs are gone, and most of the tables are no longer in the restaurant. The restaurant is closed. And given some of the dust and other stuff there, it had been closed for a while. So apparently, he didn't make a reservation. That's okay. There are a ton of restaurants in the area. We found an Italian place across the street, got there, sat down at the bar, ordered a drink, and he proceeded to tell me how his uncle has 8 children, and aren't 8 children great? And wouldn't it be wonderful to have 8 children? And oh, how much fun they have, and think about the life that you could have with 8 children. And I'm thinking maybe I should make a little exit at this point in time. But I stuck it out. If this were a time when cell phones were popular, trust me, I would have sent my emergency text, my phone would have rung, and I would have been out of there because some emergency had come up. But no, I just kind of said we'd go through the evening and we'd deal with it, it would all be good. So we went and we sat down and he ordered a beer and it came in one of the tall Pilsner glasses. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, it used to be popular, at least kind of where I hung out, but the bartenders would take the bottle of beer in the glass, put the bottle of beer upside down, and then the beer would float up with the bottle. It's pretty cool. I made the mistake of mentioning this to him. He decided he could do it. He broke the glass. He was a little embarrassed, and I tried to just kind of play it off as a joke about, oh yeah, you gotta be a professional to do that, and da-da-da, and see, this is why you're not a bartender. And he was just like self-loathing and self-hating, which was a little uncomfortable for me. but that's okay because there's more to come. He got over it and our entrees came. So he had ordered something that personally I had never heard of. And in fact, I don't even remember what it is now, but he talked about how he loved it, it's his favorite thing, etc., etc., etc. Took a bite of it and kind of looked like he was gonna puke. Felt kind of bad for him. Now, I realize now, I forgot part of the story. While we were waiting for our appetizers to come, after he had broken the beer glass, he reached out to grab his cup of water and knocked it flat over. It spilled all over me, on my plate, everything else. I managed to save the food that was already there, fortunately. Yay, cook reflexes, but I was soaked. So, of course, the waiters came over with the napkins and I got dried off, blotted as much as I possibly could. Again, plated off, thought it was kind of funny. So when he had this entree that he could not stand, it was so obvious that he was grossed out by it. I thought about spilling my water on his plate so that he could have something else, but I didn't think that was gonna work. So it gets better, meal's over, we decide, you know what, between trying to find the restaurant and dinner took longer than we thought it was, we'll just skip the movie. So walked me back and kind of as we're doing that first date dance of how do you say goodbye kind of thing, and I'm going, please don't kiss me because I just really don't want to kiss you. And thinking that he's about to hug me at least, sticks out his hand, says, thanks so much, it was nice to meet you. You want to do it again next Friday? And I just looked at him with my mouth open. Dude, you're a glutton for punishment. No. Needless to say, we never had a second date. This story is legend amongst my friends. Everyone knows about Flower Boy. So, a few lessons to those of you who are in the dating world of what not to do when dating. I want to know though, what are your worst dating stories? You've got to have something good like this, right? Leave me a comment below and tell me all about it. And follow along with the hashtag vlogmom to see what the other vlog moms have to say about their worst dates.